Assalamu alaikum students. Today we'll discuss how to write a compound complex sentence. So we'll see how to structure this sentence and what are the common practices in this type of sentence. So let's see. One of the marks of good quality writing is the use of a variety of sentence structures. It means that a good writing should have a combination of variety of types of sentences. The compound complex sentence is a sophisticated structure you can use in your writing. In this lesson, you will learn the components of a compound complex sentence, right? Sometimes you write something for yourself, such as a journal or to-do list. Sometimes you write to quickly communicate with friends and family in a note or text message. And sometimes you need to write more formally. If you are writing for work or school, use of good grammar and varied sentences make you sound more credible and intelligent. Actually, when you are writing, particularly in high level tests like IELTS, TOEFL, CSS exams, your writing skill is evaluated based upon variety of types of sentences, right? That's why you are highly recommended to write different types of sentences in your writing. One tool you can use is the compound complex sentence. Before we try writing a compound complex sentence, let's review some basic components. In order to understand compound complex sentence in a more better way, we'll have some grammar review. First of all, we need to review what a clause is. A clause is a group of words with a subject and verb. Like you can see here, Ali's dog escaped. Right? You can see here, dog is subject, while escaped is verb. The clauses are of two types. Number one, independent clause, where a clause that expresses a complete thought and can stand alone as a sentence. So an independent clause has subject predicate combination along with complete thought. Here you can see Ali looked everywhere. Ali is subject while looked everywhere is predicate, and you can see that this independent clause is giving us a complete thought. That's why it is called independent clause. Another type of clause is dependent clause. Dependent clause, also called a subordinating clause, and it's a clause that does not express a complete thought and cannot stand alone as a sentence. So how dependent clause is different from independent clause? Both dependent and independent clauses show subject predicate combination. Like you can see here in this dependent clause that here he is subject, found the dog is predicate. But one thing which is missing in dependent clause, that is complete sense, complete meaning. It needs independent clause in order to give the complete meaning. Like before he found the dog, then what? By adding this subordinating conjunction, we just gave one dependent clause, and you can see that it's not giving us a complete thought, right? We also need to understand the coordinating conjunctions which are used to connect equal words, phrases or clauses. The coordinating conjunctions are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. I hope you remember the famous fanboys, right? Fanboys, F for, A for, and, N for, nor, B for, but, O for, or, Y for, yet, S for, so. So this is how we call coordinating conjunction as fanboys, right? Now we'll see some of the subordinating conjunctions. They are used to introduce a dependent or subordinating clause. You have just seen that we added one subordinating conjunction with the dependent clause. Some of the examples are while, who, so, before, since, after, because, although. So these subordinating conjunctions are used with dependent clause, right? I hope it's clear to all of you. Fine. So now we'll see the ingredients of a compound complex sentence. How we structure a compound complex sentence. first of all, we need to understand that a compound sentence contains two or more than two independent clauses, while a complex sentence contains one independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. On the other hand, a compound complex sentence is what it sounds like. It's a combination of both a compound sentence and a complex sentence, right? It means that a compound complex sentence consists of two or more independent clauses and one or more dependent clause, right? Understand it that a compound complex sentence will have two or more than two independent clauses and one or more than one dependent clause. So this is how we structure the compound complex sentence, right? A compound complex sentence contains three subject-verb pair. So it's very important to make sure they all are properly connected. Otherwise, you will end up with a run-on sentence or a fuse sentence. You need to know that a run-on sentence makes your writing messy and confusing. So we need to use commas and proper conjunctions to put things together appropriately. All this sounds a bit complicated, so let's try and write a compound complex sentence in order to avoid all this confusion. Okay. Writing a compound complex sentence. The clauses in a compound complex sentence should contain information on the same topic, right? No matter you have 3 clauses, 4 clauses, 5 clauses, but all the clauses should give same information so that it makes sense to combine the clauses rather than separate them, right? It means that all the clauses in compound complex sentence should give the same sense. Ingredients of a compound complex sentence, you need to understand that we need to have independent clauses. They can be 2 or more than 2. We need to have dependent clause, and minimum there should be 1. You can add as many dependent clauses as you want to. And then we need to have connections. We need to have commas and conjunctions, right, in order to combine all the ingredients properly. Let's move. Let's write a sentence about Ali's search for his lost dog. So Ali has lost a dog, and according to this situation, we'll write a sentence. Which sentence? Compound complex sentence. Here are some facts about his search. First, Ali got ready to look for his lost dog. Second, Ali put on his jacket. Third, he forgot his flashlight, right? So what we'll do, we'll convert these 3 sentences into compound complex sentence. You can see here that sentence number 2 and 3 can be the independent clauses in our sentence. In order to combine 2 independent clauses to make a compound sentence, we need a comma and a coordinating conjunction. These clauses show a contrast between what Ali did and what he did not do. So we'll choose the conjunction but, because here you can see Ali put on his jacket, he forgot his flashlight. As there is a contrast, so it's most appropriate to add but here, right? Ali put on his jacket, comma, but he forgot his flashlight. So you can see here that by adding this coordinating conjunction and comma, we converted these 2 separate sentences into a compound sentence, right? Now we have the first 2 sentences. So what we'll do, we have a compound sentence already, right? To make it a compound complex sentence, we need to turn sentence 1 into a dependent clause, as we need to have one dependent clause in a compound complex sentence. So what we'll do, we'll convert this first sentence, this first independent clause, into a dependent clause, right? So how can we write it? You can see, before he looked for his lost dog, comma, Ali put on his jacket but he forgot his flashlight. So we converted the first sentence into a dependent clause, and you can see before he looked for his lost dog would preserve the meaning of the sentence while making it easier to combine with the other two clauses. Before is a subordinating conjunction, you are already aware, which is needed to introduce the dependent clause. Let's put them all together, and this is what we call the compound complex sentence, right? Okay, one more note. A well-written compound complex sentence is a good addition to serious writing. However, like the name compound complex sentence, a compound complex sentence is long. It should be used sparingly. You should not take this compound complex sentence for granted, okay, as it's a long sentence. So off and on you should use it, and it should not be a frequent routine. Like we have one more example of a compound complex sentence. When he found the dog, comma, Jaden told his neighbors, comma, and the neighbor called Jaden's dad. So you can see here this one is dependent clause, and this green font, it is again showing an independent clause, and this is one more independent clause. So you can see here that we combined them through proper conjunction by adding comma, and this is another good example of a compound complex sentence. Okay, so now we'll see some more examples of a compound complex sentence in order to understand this structure properly. You can see here, while Tom reads novel, comma, Jack reads comics, but Sam reads only magazines. So we have one dependent clause and two independent clauses. You can see the dependent clause is starting with subordinating conjunction while, and in this way a combination of two independent clauses with one dependent clause is giving us a compound complex structure. Next example is Tom reads novel, comma, but Jack reads comics because books are too difficult. So here the dependent clause is in the end of the sentence, and in the start we have two independent clauses. You can go for any of the option. Either you can write dependent clause in the start, or you can write it in the middle or in the end. It's all up to you. It will not affect the structure of the sentence. Next example, Jack, who reads comics, rarely reads novel. However, Tom enjoys novel. You can see here that now this is dependent clause. Who reads comics? Here the dependent clause is starting with relative pronoun who. So one dependent clause and again two independent clauses are providing us a compound complex sentence. Next example, people who read comics rarely read novels, semicolon, they often find books difficult. So you can see this is another good example of a compound complex sentence. I hope you understood all this structure. Okay. Let's look at the summary of the lesson. A compound complex sentence consists of two or more independent clauses and one or more dependent clauses. The clauses should be joined by appropriate commas and conjunctions to avoid run-on sentences. Okay, thank you so much for listening. See you in the next lecture with some other good topic. Until then, bye.